Welcome to Winternomics.eth. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to just Winternomics. Welcome. Welcome to Winternomics.eth. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to just Winternomics. Welcome. Welcome to Winternomics.eth. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to just
What up, what up? Welcome back. How's everybody doing this morning? Boy, Winternomics TV lobby was hot last night. Sort of, kind of. Depends what side of that equation you were on. Funny shit. By linking to my channel, please don't walk in there and try to lie in my face like I'm a fucking idiot. If you came in here to fucking learn from, like, what is the most accurate technician on the planet, if you really think you can fool me like a fucking dumbass and you want to learn from me, you could be stupid. If you think I'm dumb, don't come to learn from me. That would be a bad move for you. Alright. So, that probably needs more context, but don't worry about it. It's funny shit. Sure won't be the last time we see it. How's everybody doing this morning? So I hope from the last show you guys find some fucking bangers out there. Let's see what you guys got. Ooh, that lunar trading question came quick. Alright, yeah, I'll do that in the front of the show since I keep fucking skipping that. There's a lot of stuff we have to get to get it in an hour, so I'll touch on lunar trading and then we'll move on to some stuff, talk about what we did on the last show. If you guys caught the last show, pretty much everything we talked about in there fucking went crazy. You guys looked at, like, you know, antisocial, fucking nuts, and that doubt in the market, right? That need for Robinhood traders to lose. Guess who's the fucking smart money now? When everybody's on the other side of the equation waiting for somebody to lose, that's the crowd to trade, making Robinhood the lesser of two evils. Pretty crazy, right? Portnoy's killing it, Robinhood's killing it, and Wall Street, you know, gurus look like idiots. Actually, they always look like idiots if you pay attention to them. They've been wrong for a decade in everything they told you. But right now, the public's making a fool of them. So, what up, everybody? It's good to see y'all. Good to see y'all. Appreciate you throwing out some, Oh, I thought that, what did it say? Oh, that message went somewhere else. Oh, Munir. Respect. Thanks for the bits, homie. Good to see you this morning. Let's see. What else we got? I'm spoiling you. 2 bits. Well, this is a short week. It's a holiday week, so tomorrow U.S. markets are closed. I was actually sitting there. I was like, I wasn't actually feeling that great last night. And I was like, I'll just do the show on Friday morning. And then I was like, fuck, markets are closed, so I gotta be here. I come in. Want to help you guys do this, like, you know, I'm going to try to move to 3 times a week, possibly. Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays is the goal. You know, energy levels sustaining. Going to try to do that. And it also depends on what kind of, like, you know, market evolution we have between shows. If the market is stagnant for days, and I don't come on to do shows for no reason. I do shows because there's a time in the markets that makes sense to do it, and we follow the evolution of the price charts and you know, reassess things as we move along, and that helps us stay in tune with markets. Helps you guys also. And your analysis should never be fixed in time, you know, waiting for the market to prove you right. You should always, you know, adjust with the evolution of the market. A lot of people sit there and they make an analysis and they want to see the market prove them right, and that's not how this works. Your goal is to make sure you're in the right direction when the market unfolds itself. It's not the other way around. The Fed doesn't need to prove you right. It's not manipulation when your analysis goes wrong. You just didn't account for all the available information. That's it. So, morning. Let's see who's here. A lot of people here. Cool. All right. Get the lawyers about to catch in London traffic. Time for must-see TV and traffic, boy. I hope you pay attention to the road. What up, Balvini? Look at this. This is the perfect time, right? Look at that. Perfect aligned with my East Coast brethren in the USA. Good to see you, sir. I've actually known that guy like fucking almost 2 decades. Pretty neat. Hope you're benefiting from the show, man. I know this is nothing like when we used to work in the mortgage industry together a decade and a half ago. This is probably the craziest shit you ever seen. If that office ever saw this, they'd be like, what in the fuck kind of drugs is he taking? But there's always a method to the madness. Burger on the 1-year sub. Damn. Respect Burgernomics. Buenos dias. Yes. Energy, the lunar cycles. Jesus Christ, you guys are on that shit, boy. What is up your asses of lunar cycles? It must be a full moon coming. Let's see. Lunar cycles. Alright, fucking Christ, you guys on these lunar cycles. Alright, lunar cycles. So, what is lunar trading? If you've never paid attention to it, you know, we are rather synced up with the planet's rotation and many other things about it, you know. We even keep ourselves on track with a yearly calendar when we move around the sun. But on a much shorter time scale, the revolutions of the moon around the planet affect human behavior, and that's been recorded in crime statistics. If you ever had a girlfriend, she's got a 28-day clock too. The life cycles on this planet, the tides of our oceans, everything is in a special kind of sync with our planet and our sun and our moon. And what tends to happen is that, you think about it, like humans are mostly water. We have tides much like water, and it affects our moods. And you can see, what you call full moon madness. That actually comes from the fact that people seem to be fucking crazier when they're full moons. And it's not that it seems to be. There's been enough evidence to actually show there is something meaningful about our behavior and the way it changes during a full moon. So let me get a lunar indicator up here for you guys. And let's see, which one of these am I going to use? Black order? Yeah, there we go. Use the head-on cam. Or no, that's not good. One of these is better. Which one do I want to use? I like that one better. All right, cool. So this is the gold chart. Tell you guys watching. Trying to get himself to 1800. We're going to come back and cover a lot of stuff off the last stream, but let's go ahead and get a lunar cycle on this thingy. Stop looking at all my special indicators. I see y'all creeping. Alright, let's get on to an intraday time frame so you can see stuff. One of the best studies you'll ever see with lunar trading is actually dealing with silver. Silver has an insane relationship with the moon, but it's not just silver; it's all assets, And a lot of people does a full moon or a new moon mean that the market goes up or down? Don't think of it like that, right? Because depending on how you quote the market, up or down is actually meaningless. What you do know is that humans tend to be more emotional near a full moon. So what you can look for are expansions in volatility near lunar full moon cycles. So on this guy here, right, my full moon is yellow and my new moon is blue. So let me zoom out. And what you look for in these things is just really an indication that there's potential volatility incoming. So if you want to see market stabilization too, you can have a huge runner running like that. Something like this is kind of what you want to see. You want to see the market in a controlled area nearing a full moon. It's a good indication. When you have waves in the market that actually crank into full moons, you can actually get a shift in the tide. So from here, the market basically goes sideways and then fucking resumes its motion at the next full moon. Same here too, right? Can you see it? It's pretty crazy, right? Market stabilizes near the full moon and then goes off a fucking bridge right with it. So the full moon doesn't tell you up or down. It just tells you expansion of volatility. And then you have to look at the market prices, which you're trading, to see if you have anything that actually sets up in a way that you'd be like, hey, I'd be really curious to see if there's an expansion of volatility anywhere near this. The rule of thumb is that anywhere in the preceding 3 days and following 3 days of the full moon is where you basically have your surges in volatility. So this guy comes on the 7th, and you go back out to the 4th, and you're basically watching anywhere from this time frame, 7th here? 10th, sorry. So I'm going to do that guy. You're watching in this area for him to get, some kind of movement. Same thing here, right? You're watching an area around him of time. And you can see it, not always, but it has quite an uncanny timing when you do get it, right? You get these insane fucking moves right off the moon. Stabilization here to the next moon, fucking pump again, right? So there's really interesting timings to the moon. Holy shit, what the fuck? I love that song. Okay, that told me to get me fucking a music band. My bad, that was an alarm. Yeah, what was going on there? I forgot what I was saying. If you don't know Foster and the People, you should get to know Foster and the People. Their shit's fucking hot. Let's see. Got that eclectic music palette. What you know about me, Willis? So, it's an introduction to lunar trading. You're really looking for stable areas in the market that price can basically expand in volatility from. That's it. Nothing crazier than that. So, pretty cool, right? Something you've never seen before, but there is a logic to it, and there's significant. There's data that shows statistical significance to this logic. It's not a wild guess. It absolutely has a lot to do with our behavior. The price chart is nothing more than the consensus of our emotions and behavior over time. That's all you're watching on the graph, right? As much as people are like, well, what are the fundamentals? We don't trade fundamentals. We trade what we think of fundamentals. That's very fucking different. Because you have to understand that Warren Buffett and you don't have access to the same thing that's called quote unquote fundamentals, right? One guy might have just a fucking balance sheet and a fucking earnings statement, and the other guy might actually be talking to the CEO. Your idea of fundamentals are not the same as everyone else's. So it's what you think of the fundamentals at the moment you have access to whatever it is you have access to. And across this graph, there are people that have access to greater amounts of information and less. And we know that in markets, information flows asymmetrically from those that have it, the few to the many, which ultimately is the valuation that we see when markets become rise from fucking trenches like this. And somebody's smart enough to act on the price here, and the same beliefs that were involved in that are found by the entire crowd up here, right? That is a fucking crash cycle. That is what does it. And that's what you're looking at. Something going from being very, very unknown to widely known. And that is the markup of perception, or what we call the arbitrage of perception. So, that's lunar trading. You motherfuckers happy on that shit? Boy, 3 shows in a row. Lunar trading, lunar trading. How many are you gonna fucking have moons in your charts this evening? Let's see how many people all over crypto Twitter and shit all of a sudden pop up with lunar charts again and shit. Back in 2014, I got mocked for this. Now you have like a couple people out there like running astrological brands off this shit. It's pretty funny. So, all right, we got that done. Disco time. What you talking about? I wouldn't need any sleep with that alarm. All right, I don't pay attention to apogee and perigee, just the full moon cycle, because that's the point at which we have the greatest volatility and other statistics like crime and such. So that's the only thing I care about. Full moon US time, like I just told you, within 3 days to 3 days prior to after. So it's not really like full moon comes at 10 p.m. Check right now. It's not so precise. It's that things are changing towards the full moon and kind of passing as they move by. Respect, Jezebel. What's up, girl? Bad Bitches Club in the building. What does this thing say I have to do? Oh, okay. I don't know what that does. Gabriel, you're welcome for the show. Glad you're here. So, alright, you guys got that fucking full moon shit out of your fucking veins? So you can try it out. Put on your charts and look at it back test. Like I said, you'll see some amazing relationships in silver. And silver has a degree of correlation to gold. So, metals markets are pretty interesting to watch. Indexes are interesting to watch with this. DGIA. I forgot to keep changing this fucking symbol on me. You look at things like the Dow Jones. You guys want me to keep lunar charts on the whole fucking time for the show? So, gotta admit, it looks pretty badass. I don't care what anybody says. That shit's hot. Shit is hot. So, in this guy, like I said, if you're moving at rapid speeds into a lunar cycle, then there's a good chance of like possible stabilization, even corrections, when you look at where you are in relation to it. This is a stable market here from full moon to full moon. Nothing really happens in this area. He doesn't move off until almost like, after. Let's see how many days after does he move out. So 7th. And the 10th is kind of what you're looking for. It takes a bit before the motion comes. In this world, you're actually stable until the new moon, and you see the market actually eat it on the new moon. But you do tend to see movement near lunar cycles. So something to be aware of, nothing to live and die by, but just one more thing to be aware of informationally for the behavior of the crowd. Like I said again, it seems to have an amazing relationship with silver, and that's there's some huge studies on like how many different trades were made in a row just on full moon trading silver. There's a really interesting study if you Google it to look up on that. You'll see some crazy shit you won't believe. Alright, so let me take that guy off of there before you guys get hung up on moons and stop looking at my charts. Do we want to start Bitcoin today? I think nothing new that's developed in Bitcoin. We'll just pass by it then just for the sake of it. He's been congested and kind of doing shit. And take a look at where he's at, see what we've got. Just got a really stable fucking market right now. And like you said, as long as the risk assets keep pushing higher, if there's any life left in Bitcoin, there's a good chance he chases this. But, let him prove himself before you run in there and say, well, Kaz said. Remember, this isn't a hot tip show. We're not giving you financial advice. We're giving you a different perspective to add to your own, to give you more information than you walked in the door with and help, hopefully improve the quality of your analysis. So, look at that D's nuts pump. Money zone. You see him back in this zone, you pay attention. Alright, and then for other shitcoins, I know Cardano went crazy and shit like that. Let's see what some of the other shitcoin guys did in here. We looked at this dude with you guys on daily. This is Ether, watching that guy form out, see what he's doing. We looked at Link. Right, these guys all look relatively similar. So we're watching them to see if they do make, clear these areas. Probably set alert on Link up here, to keep track if he gets through this area. You can do the same, see what he does. But Link, is strong as fuck still, and relative to BTC, definitely the guy to keep your eye on. One of the guys to keep your eyes on. Come on, what is going on here? Oh, I think it was hung up. The VIX, if you guys pay attention to that, and the shows around the VIX, right? That guy stalled where we told you to keep track of. Huge thing, right? If he'd gone through here and stayed sustained through this, we'd be in some deep shit. The fact that he failed out and came crashing back through is the fucking market you see in antisocial. So we talked about that, right? As Corona went more and more crazy, people have to eventually catch up to the valuation of that information. And we know the crowd is a little slow in reacting, which is why we try to stay on top of this in real time. Because where we are, ultimately, we're just a little bit ahead of the fucking herd. And when the herd comes stampeding through the door, prices reflect what we already knew before they knew it. So much like, you have Buffett or whoever has access to information no one else does, and it becomes widely known, our goal is to find the information that everyone is going to fully value later and be in front of the tide that comes with the arbitrage of perception. Cool? Pretty simple, right? Not so complicated. So, Willis, you already know. Catching up here. I think that's another foreign language. I don't know what the heck you just said. Hermes, thanks for the bits, homie. What about galaxy spirals? You can't get all my secrets in here. Fibonacci spirals, there is nobody who really knows that one. There is no official written rule. I have a rule structure for that one, but I don't exactly put that one out there. Can VIX bleed more? Totally. Why not? Bleeding right now, right? We're still not even to the area of normal risk assumption. We're still waiting to see VIX 21. But south of 30, yeah, risk assumption starts to increase as you head towards 21. Things can get more vicious to the upside. So we talked about things to pay attention, right? On last show, we told you guys watch like guys like Etsy. Everything that lets you do commerce without having to go get somebody sneezing in your fucking face, right? They can just sneeze in your package and ship it to you. No, I'm just kidding. Well, maybe. Never know. But this is a little bit more safer for the consumer, right? As it comes to terms with the fact that the Rona is like literally going to be with us. So, did the last show, I think 2 days ago, right? And back over here. I thought you keep track of those guys, right? They were in some good shockwaves at highs, all-time highs. And for many people sitting there freaking out, oh my God, fucking market's going to crash any second. Just weren't looking in the right place. What we had was a rotation in the economy from things that were brick and mortar that put you in each other's faces to things that would put you out of each other's faces, what we basically call social versus antisocial. We don't mean social media, we mean like basically bringing you into the same place where you can run into each other, like a fucking cruise ship, right? This is not the place you want to be. Many people trying to bottom fish this forego looking at the stronger assets that ultimately will give you a better chance of winning. Your goal isn't to bottom fish everything and see if you can be smarter than Warren Buffett. Your goal is to be fucking right, more than you're wrong. Make a lot, lose a little. And you need to put the odds in your favor. Playing into weakness and trying to figure out when that end is going to be is the same thing as calling the top in a bull market. Do you want to figure out where the top of this wave is, or would you like to play into it on the way? Do you want to figure out where the bottom of this wave is, or do you want to play into the downside on the way and define some point at which you feel that the tide is switched, at least in this time frame? Make it easier on yourself. That's why we say trend is your friend. So many people are trying to fucking reinvent the wheel, and honestly, it's the simple thing is almost always sitting right in front of your face, hidden by your own bullshit. Let's see. What up, Turpy Turpy? That's not funny. Can one make a profit out of swing trading? That's a very broad question. Sure. I don't see why not. Just depends what the swing you define is. Everything is risk reward, right? Whether you're when people say swing trading, I guess they take it to mean higher time frame trading. Kind of like you have people that say, I'm a day scalper, I'm a swing trader, I'm an investor. You understand all of that is fucking actually crazy, right? Because let's say you can't see this. Can I hide this right here? Let's turn that off, right? Let's try to play a game with me here. Let's just say you cannot see the time scale at the top of this. Do you really fucking know the difference in that being a 5 minute versus a 30 minute versus that being a 4 hour versus that being a daily? Do you not recognize that structurally they're all identical? And if I was going to trade on, say, time spans of years, that I would still want to identify an area of fucking complacency in the market and a likelihood of a potential markup, figure out that I've got a trend that's actually already in motion and that there's a chance for an extension out this way, and I could define risk either from here on the exit or even higher up as he leaves out in various structures. You define risk, right? You take a shot in the market based on your analysis, and whatever the duration time of your trade, there's no structural difference in a day trader and an investor. Anybody who tries to come at you telling you different is a fucking idiot, right? If you put a fucking $1 million in here, what do? Let it go to zero? Anybody with any real money defines a place that they're wrong, right? He goes out here and comes fucking down, fuck it, I'm wrong, I'm fucking out. You think this is different on a fucking weekly chart versus in a 1 minute chart? People who talk like that don't know what the fuck they're talking about. It's fun to listen to them, right? Because that's who you want to trade against. A fucking moron who thinks that his wordplay somehow makes him sound smart. Those people are dumbasses. Oh, you guys are just day trading. I'm an investor. You're a fucking uneducated fucking putz who shouldn't touch anything if you fucking think that your words mean shit in a market that is fractal in behavior. You can't tell the difference between a 1 minute chart, a 1 second chart, and a fucking weekly. If I don't label it for you and let your mind tell you, oh, this is a long-term frame. This is where I participate. No, motherfucker. You can't even tell me this is fucking RCL or Bitcoin. You don't know what asset it is. You don't know what time it is until I give you a fucking label. So you don't know shit. Don't come at me, you're an investor or a trader. You're a jackass if you fucking think that means a damn thing different. That's a memo. Right? Lots of people like to play that game. Tell those people to fucking eat shit. Let's see. What else are we doing? Weatherman in full effect. What up, Izzy? Winter Soldier's in the building. Jester too. So let's see. Bunch of emote shit. What just happened here? Block's getting gangster. He just gets to 10 subs. Much appreciated. So, many times you watch this, I put a lot of info in here. We are using it to kind of get ourselves mentally prepped and positioned for what comes next, even right now and across a few days. It's a good idea to rewatch this. If you guys have ever been to school or anything, you don't really pick up everything in the first time you watch anything. If you've been to a college lecture, like, when I was in school, you have some of these 3-hour fucking lectures. Do you think you actually listen to and pick up everything in a 3-hour lecture? That's even insane. They do that in school. You really can only pick up about 8 to 10% of what you see the first time around, maybe 12. Reading a book on the first try, watching a movie. That's why when you watch a movie the second time with your fucking friend and shit, you're like, holy shit, I know there's that fucking crazy cat sitting on that chair in the background. I never saw that. I watched this movie. I paid attention. You see a topically skimmed version of things. And, as you watch it again, that same effect layers in more data and you have a slightly higher resolution image to deal with. So, rewatch some of these shows. You'll actually see shit you can't believe the first time around when it passed you by. And that's kind of a lot like many things. Without patience, you don't really have time for, I guess, the fractal version of your photo sensor to take in enough light to see all the stars. If you rush, you don't see a lot of information. And you make choices with limited information against people who will fucking eat you alive. So, let's see. Catching up. Thanks for the bits, Izzy. Respect, homie. Let's see. I'm catching up here. A lot of crazy stuff. What's this? Investor trader rant. Thanks, Burger. Why's it gotta be a rant? Maybe it was just me dictating shit. So, alright, we can get out of crypto land, right? Is that what I'm still on? Oh, I'm an RCL. So, that's a memo. So where are we this morning? Things are running and, upgrades are now coming in on some big names. I tell you to keep track of these guys. Like, these guys are down in the dust, right? These are the social guys. Guys that we were looking to see comebacks from. We talked about this dude, Boeing, still languishing there and still starting an uptrend. But these guys are in deeper territory. Not the strength, but not to be overlooked either. Boeing is to be part of space cash in the future and definitely something to keep on your radar. They're still supposed to help build a base on the moon. And so that's kind of the interest, when you got to the longest terms, to the investor timescales. He's in a place that he could actually stabilize, right? We talked about this last time we looked at this stuff. So, worth keeping your eyes on. Now, back to social. Guys like Shopify we talked about, right? If you guys listened to this one on the last show, pretty badass, right? It's out the fucking gate. And these guys are the rotation that is in the market. Because of COVID, we have a lot of things that we're going to deal with as a new normal. And by the time this is over, people are going to be damaged, from the life that we once had and their view of it. So that is what you wanted to get in front of before the whole planet figures it out. How is the world going to move forward if this shit doesn't disappear overnight? And that's the basis of the social anti-social rotation. So for now, everything online. Stay the fuck out of my fucking face and fucking do business online, right? DocuSign, pretty much a mainstay in the real estate industry, to do contracts online and shit like that from my time. Anything, this is all just common sense shit. It's not really fucking rocket science, Dave Portnoy, who a lot of people can't stand from Barstool, he dealt with just really common sense shit. People get mad that he's out performing like funds and shit like that and catching things that no one sees and saying that he's just lucky or this or that. The reality is some common sense is fucking really underrated. This doesn't take rocket science, to figure out. This doesn't take you knowing how to fucking go over a balance sheet to figure out, right? Do you want to get on a cruise ship with a bunch of motherfuckers that will give you the plague and kill your ass? No, then don't fucking look at cruise ships. Where would you put your money? That's just common sense. So, so many people try to make this highfalutin. CNBC's on a campaign to bash the retail trader, like it's their fault, the market's not making sense. Why was it not making sense in the news for the 10 years they told you that fucking Barack Obama was going to crash it, right? Since day traders weren't a thing then, how do they go ahead and explain that part? You ever notice they conveniently leave that part out? They don't tell anybody why it didn't make sense here, right? Oh, it's the Fed, it's manipulation, Barack has nothing to do with it, blah, blah, blah. Every explanation. Wow, the market's at all-time highs. You didn't notice they do that shit? They shit-fut it the whole fucking ways and celebrate new all-time highs while keeping all the retail traders the fuck out of it. And once you start making money, they complain like fucking crazy, like you little bastards shouldn't be in our private club. It's an elitist classist load of bullshit you're watching the media do. They're not sort of trying to put you in the wrong side of the trade. That's where their money comes from for the institutions. You can't be where they are. Who do you think they're making money off of? Other institutions? They're making off your ass, being on the wrong side of the fucking trade. It's a zero-sum system. And mama papa home losing is the profit. Why do you think you have a station with anchors paid $500,000 each telling you the wrong answer every fucking day and they haven't lost their jobs yet? They have nothing but huge institutions coming on TV and telling you things that are completely wrong. And if you keep track of those institutions, somehow they're not losing money. So, put it together. Who's the idiot? They're fucking you in the ass. Yes, deliberately in your face. I'll make it that clear for you. That's smart. That's how you make a market. Make your asses misprice reality by fucking psychologically wrecking your ass. So you make a poor choice. Unfortunately, you're not making them all right now, and so they're pissed. So retail trading, they get out. You guys did this. And they did the same thing in internet bubble, right? When the market came down, it was somehow the day trader with $500 fucking dollars in his account that fucking caused this, right? No institutions had shit to do with it. The day trader caused this. And now this market happens, and there's no day trader. Fucking pattern day trade laws have long since shut you guys the fuck out of being able to turn over anything if you don't have like major money in the market. And that's the thing, right? Most people in America have no fucking savings. So from here to here, right? Before you had the zero commission fucking boom, whose fault is that? They sure as hell didn't fucking tell you shit it was coming, and they can't blame it on the day trader. But that part's down? Really, bro? You guys believe that? Does anybody believe that load of garbage? Yes, they're lying to you on TV. And you have to be able to figure that out without me telling you. There is no point in the system that could distribute so much information to millions of people and possibly be valuable. Even if they wanted to tell you the truth, the second you disseminate the fucking answer to fucking 10 million fucking people simultaneously, value is based on scarcity. There's no fucking way it could be scarce anymore. It would be devalued instantaneously by the time it comes out of such a portal. So that's one of the reasons we don't mind. We have a niche show and we're small enough. We are the scarcity. They're the fucking dumb money. So by the time they talk about what we talk about, they mass market the ideas to all the people who are Johnny-come-latelys and they exit you guys from where we are. That is the market. That's just the nature of things. Everybody cannot win. Unless you guys believe in socialism, you shouldn't even expect such a thing. All right, let's see. I'm catch up on what else is next. Fractal. Oh, what up, man? Thank you. Do you trade options? Yeah, dude, totally. Like, we trade everything that moves. So it's like the theme of the whole thing. It's like right smack on the front of Instagram. It's on my blog. It's everywhere. Any fucking thing that's moving. Futures, options, stocks, anything. Bitcoin, doesn't matter. So let's see, catching up here. Ramshed, how long will it take you to be able to make a profit from trading? I have no idea. I don't know much about you. Couldn't possibly tell you. You guys have some really basic questions. Come on, man. What do you expect for somebody to tell you? I have no idea who you are. You're handling my chat box. So, Amazon, everybody online, right? Bezos fucking already again, all-time high in wealth. And he gave up 25% of his net worth to his wife, right? That guy is likely going to be your first trillionaire. And the stock is going well over 3,000. I think I mentioned that. I don't know if I mentioned the show, but I know my channel we did. So now you know. You know, you've got an assload of paper dumped in the system to kind of like add liquidity. And ultimately, that's something that, you know, most people don't really think about, but what can I do? DPI. Let's zoom out again. When you look at this, I don't have all the boxes on this one. When you look at these, this is like, you know, super large time frame. What just happened here? Huh? Look at these massive ranges that happen, you know. Think about it. You're in the war, World War II here. You're in the space race to the stagflation. All that your central bank is doing is adding liquidity to the system to stop the system from deflationary bust. As long as America itself doesn't lose its position in the world economy and produces goods, right? This is a business, just like a company. You're in a company and you're borrowing money to do capital investment and expand the business. You're taking on debt in order to produce greater assets, right? If you don't manage to keep that in balance, your company will take on too much debt and you'll pop. So a lot of times you see people try to compare America to like Zimbabwe. America and Zimbabwe are clearly not the fucking same thing. America is the #1 economy in the world. So if you do that shit, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, right? So a lot of the crypto retards like to do, right? Fed print to go burr, our money's gonna turn to Zimbabwe. If you're comparing Zimbabwe to the United States, you should fucking go back to like fucking sweeping like, you know, fucking stores at night or whatever the fuck you used to do, because that's insane. Everything is about relativity and law of substitution when you come to value. You cannot compare the United States to fucking like a third world country that has no economy. That's stupid. That's like comparing fucking Apple to your fucking startup company in your garage and go, well, my company didn't work, so Apple's not going to work. You're just stupid. That's the end of that conversation. So when you look at this, right, as the business goes, the business is going to invest in itself and attempt to fucking like procure more assets and leverage those assets to keep on expanding the business. So the business will take on debts and produce assets. And when you look at a company, right, what is a company's balance sheet made of? Debts, asset, and owner's equity. So naturally, the debt of a nation will keep expanding as its asset base expands, and they'll keep on collateralizing the new assets to keep expanding that base. That is why this hasn't fallen over on its face, because guess what? The central fucking bankers are smarter than you at this. And every other idiot in crypto who's pretty sure the Fed printer go brrrr. See how dumb it sounds now? Just dumb. Crypto people are pretty much the most uneducated people I've ever seen in any market. Forex, stocks, commodities. It's literally like a fucking 5th grade education has walked directly into the market. It's actually insane. Because they don't understand what money is, in the fucking least of it. Or how businesses run, or anything else. They just know how to troll online and shitpost. They have literally no education about anything to do with markets, which is what's so hilarious, right? They're basically trying to outcall billionaires. Do you know why Jeff Bezos and fucking like Jamie Dimon are where they are? Because they're not fucking idiots. If you're pretty sure you checked out markets for the last 3 fucking weeks, found Bitcoin, and you're now smarter than Jamie Dimon, you could fucking have brain damage. So, anyways, in looking at this, right, the Fed has done an amazing job of managing the fundamentals of the #1 economy in the world and getting it to become the #1 economy and continuous growth. And so hopefully they can get the economy off the planet into space and fucking on another planet. And guess what happens if you land on Mars with a central bank? More assets, more collateralized debt. This fucking thing can keep going. That was the basis for Space Cash, right? Space Cash, the reality of it is, if we're in this fucking Black Monday 2 dump And this stabilizes to do anything like the fucking markup that comes from the previous Black Monday. Right? Your market basically bottoms in this fucking shockwave, this mega shockwave, on Nixon's resignation, and pumps from there to 1987 to Black Monday, corrects massively, and then has the blowout markup of the remainder of that leg. That's the whole leg. Not from the exit of the shockwave, but from the tip of the spear. So when you look at it again, right? Come on, stop being weird. The fractal of that is Barack Obama. Wait, what is that thing moving for? Oh, logarithmic stuff. So Barack Obama in this shockwave is the fractal of losing a president. The equivalent, a black president is the equivalent of losing a president psychologically to America. And it damages the entire population enough that they won't touch us because, hell, we don't actually have a head of state because people cannot value what? Black Lives Matter? Not in this fucking time period, it didn't. Right? So nobody fucking gave a shit who was running the White House. So you get to a fractal version of 1987 and you correct. And if this is what it looks like, the massive amount of liquidity added to stop this fucking situation from happening sets the stage for a huge fucking expansion in assets. That's what happens here, right? In 1987, PPT is revealed to the marketplace, and the plunge protection team, which is the Federal Reserve and your big like interior power banks, basically fucking bid the market and catch everybody, counterparty the entire fucking country, and fucking blast it to the ceiling. The next time you see PPT show up is guess fucking where? Banking crisis. And fucking kaboom. And what are you seeing in fucking last year, right? Let's come down in time real quick. PPT came into the market on what, Christmas 2018, right? When we were fucking having that liquidity meltdown right here. When they come in the market, people say, oh, well, the market was going to do this if it wasn't for the Fed. Guess what, motherfucker? The market is the Fed. And if you hadn't figured that out yet, again, another reason you shouldn't tell anybody what you think about markets. There isn't like this one period the Fed didn't exist for you, so there's this naturally unfed manipulated market that you like to talk about. And if it wasn't for the Fed, I'd have been right. The Fed has been around since all these motherfuckers have been alive, so there's never been a market the Fed wasn't in. So if you keep talking like that, you're going to look crazy to people who understand this. So hopefully you guys understand that. Where are we at for time-wise? So 8:43. So, let's see. Trying to catch up. Gracias, Freddy Bull. When are you senior trade? The graph or percentage of lower? Crash asked me a stop loss question. So, do I use it as a percentage? Ultimately, like, you have a certain amount you want to risk in the marketplace. Whatever you are, whatever your rule is. And if you're risking 10% of your money, 1% of your money, 0.5% of your money, whatever you're risking, right? It can be determined a lot of ways, right? If let's say you want to lose no more than $100 on a trade, there's a lot of ways you could define that. You could define it percentage or by stock price, right? And if you did it by stock price, then you'd have to figure out what amount of shares you needed. Like, let's say you were gonna, come here. Let's say you're gonna buy a breakout of this thing, right? And you didn't want to lose more than $100. When you bought this, you bought the opening of this guy, like if he goes down here, I don't want to lose more than $100. And that $100 is going to be a certain percentage of your working capital. So you will have to then figure out, well, what amount of shares leads to a $100 loss at the point at which I set my stop. So it is based on a percentage of your money, so you can have like measurable returns over time and a certain drawdown in price. So once you figure out what your acceptable losses are, whether you're trading by a price structure or a percentage, then, you know, if you're going to buy X amount of shares and just risk $100, then those shares have to go down to wherever $100 loss is. If you're going to do by a structure and still try to lose the exact same money, then your share size will have to be adjusted to make sure you lose the same amount of money. Hopefully that answers your question. I'm trying to get up here. Yeah, the kangaroo market. Oh my fucking god. I don't think I can bring that up. I should have had that up. Holy shit. Yeah, so I posted something on Instagram. You guys can check this out. Holy shit, man. So we have bull and bear markets. I don't think a lot of people even know why you call an upward rising market a bull and a downward a bear. For those who don't know where that comes from, it's from the attack pattern of these animals. A bull, when it bucks at you, will buck at you and buck upwards. And a bear will raise up and come down on you. So a bear will go up on its hind legs and come down and smash you, right? So a bull market is a rising market and a bear market is a falling market. But if you get too caught up in this shit, right, you actually some jackass going to CBC and say the market going sideways equals a kangaroo market. Effectively calling a shockwave a fucking kangaroo. My God, if one of you use that term seriously and I fucking see you, it's going to be over for you. Please, 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 don't do that. So let's think about that. This, I can't even say that shit with a straight face, bro. It's like the dumbest thing I've fucking ever heard. What is a kangaroo market? Let's look at a kangaroo market, shall we? So one of the things I post a lot on social is that if at first things are not clear, it's usually a problem of resolution. Here's what I mean. This is April 8th to May 6th. At this resolution, you may perceive a kangaroo. This is kind of the same problem people have with like constellations in space, you know. You draw a fucking scorpion on a couple stars and call it Scorpio and overlook the fact that there are various nuclear furnaces burning at vastly different distances that you happen to have flattened out into a picture that you can accept and start to treat the image you drew over the top of the fucking reality as something more real than the reality, you'll get lost in that dream. Just catch all that. So if you go down to fucking 10 minutes on this thing, right, we're in DGI. We'll go back to April here. Let me see if I can get this to go back there more quickly. Does it cut me off like 10 minutes right there? Or does this thing freeze? Oh, okay. I was like, what the fuck? I am missing something right now. So we're going back to our kangaroo at a different resolution. This will be the last time we ever fucking say that word on this show, by the way. And I could go down to lower time frames, but I don't have, I don't think a 1 minute or anything gets back to this far, up 2 months ago. So what is a sideways shockwave built of? You know, at this scale, he's built of much smaller bull and bear cycles. There's only two things that happen in the market, up and down. Anything else that you think you see is a fucking problem of resolution. That's what a shockwave is. At a lower resolution of time, it's a bull market nonetheless, right? Climax and everything. Complacency shoulder. And crash. It's absolutely a bull market in there. Like Jim Cramer said, right? There's always a bull market somewhere. It might be right in your fucking face, hidden by resolution. There is no such thing as a kangaroo market. For God's sakes, don't let that come back out of your mouth. That shit's toxic. Dumbest thing I've ever heard. Alright, that's kangaroo markets. It's fucking stupid. Alright, you guys get that? Let's see. Catching up here. Anything else going on? I think I got everything covered that you guys needed. Whoa, what's that there? Holy crap, blocks. I didn't see that. 5,000 bits, boy. You paid off some loans too, like censored user? I don't know what kind of fucking loan he paid off last time, but it must have been a house. I don't know. I was thinking it was like a fucking like personal loan. Good shit, man. I hope you're fucking killing it out there. I appreciate you supporting the station as it rock and rolls. Let's see. I'm catching up to current time comments. See if you guys have any other stuff. Free stuff for the kangaroo market. Nothing for the kangaroo markets. You'll be banned for the kangaroo markets. Alright, so we're at crunch time, 8:49. Gonna have to roll out of here in the next 5 to 7 minutes to get myself prepped and ready. Dunkaroo markets. No, that could be a lifetime ban. And I know you for a while, Biggie Smalls. no Roo markets. Nothing of the sort. Oh, not Alan Watts, bro. Don't do it to me, boys. Everybody got fucking jokes in the chat on kangaroo market. Unbelievable. The whole fucking thing's kangaroos, bro. I'm gonna fucking choke all y'all. Have the REITs turned a corner given Fed chair saying they are looking for ways to support the asset-based financing model? You know, real estate's pretty interesting, and REITs and stuff like that. You know, I'm watching marijuana and watching IIPR, and this guy's like, you know, he's the guy who's got a lot of your marijuana stocks in him. But some of your marijuana stocks here, there are people gonna have problems paying rent, right? You look at Simon Property Group and these dudes. The Simon Property Group is the fucking malls, right? Simon, SPG. These guys have like a bunch of the malls around here. The malls are just fucking devastated. Nobody's in those places. There are people closing down. There's all kinds of stores that have been around forever that are shutting down. And so, you know, not every side of REITs makes sense. Medical REITs, most likely probably the best place to be because, you know, not without even looking at it, it's just the fact that like who's got all the business, right? Hospitals. So XLRE is a good tracker for that. real estate sector, and looking at him, yeah, he's been actually unbelievably strong, but you don't want to be so broad based. It's like, well, real estate's looking better. There are certain sides that look better. Malls do not look good. Medical REITs look a lot better than that, and there's other data centers and stuff like this. But there's definitely sides to the market you look at. I don't have enough stuff broken down for him to go into that to show you specifically, so I'll come better prepared for that next show. Since you brought that one up, we'll explore real estate. So as far as this guy goes, as a sector basket goes, he looks good. He's moving upwards, and he looks like S&P. So he's definitely worth paying attention to. We look at him to the SPY right now, and he's got a real serious strength to him the way he's moving right now. This guy is, possible bull flag here too. We'll see what this guy does. Attempting to push up with a 314 right now. The S&P is going to open up like up here, and this would be great. And if he clears this area, this could be huge. Right? He's got to get through 315s, and he has the potential to start running to push out yet another leg from one of these flags. Tech has not been the biggest leader, just certain parts of it, certain parts of retail. And this is something we showed you, see? Cool, we got this into drawing in from a while ago. I don't remember what show this was. I think it's like 3 shows ago. Might have been special effects I did this one for you. So we look at the way that you go through a high. A lot of times people are like, do you FOMO the break? A lot of people do this. Oftentimes, if that was the case, that price blew through highs and just went fucking moon, any dummy could fucking trade into that. But when you look at like the way highs are broken, usually broken with a chop. And you let the price do that first, situate itself, and then play direction. It will shockwave at a lower resolution and then allow itself to leave, right? Very infrequently we see price blow right through and take off. Even this, he wicks the high, he shockwaves at a much lower resolution, then he can leave. And this is just a Big Daddy version of that same thing. So waiting for that to happen. This is the NASDAQ overall. But within the NASDAQ, we have strength, in a lot of different stuff, whether it be cloud computing, edge computing, antisocial, which is, you've got some components that are in specialty retail and some components that are in tech. And then we're still looking at guys like semiconductors, how those dudes doing, are they ever going to play catch up with this shit? They've really lagged a lot. They were the big strength of the market. So they've kind of choked out at the highs. And much like the NASDAQ, we look right here. Come on, stop being stupid. What's going on? Much like the NASDAQ right now, watching him, semis are still on watch to see if they ever get through and follow the rest of what's going at the top right now. In time, they should, hopefully follow him out the door. So we look at him and we see if he's going to step here, and if this low can become the higher floor. It hasn't done it yet, but if he pushes at the top, then a trend we will have, right? We will have a trend like so. So there's a lot of guys to watch in that space. While you're watching, we talked about games, video games. Really fucking interesting, right? Fucking going crazy. What are all of you fucking doing when you're not sitting here watching this shit? Same thing I'm fucking doing, playing Call of Duty. We're all playing Call of Duty. There's 200-man fucking goddamn squad matches now. Half the fucking planet could be in that game at once. But right, this is what people are doing. And this is all logical, right? How much financial statements do you need to figure out that people are playing fucking assloads of Call of Duty right now? You don't have a friend that's not playing that shit if you're fucking between the ages of 20 and 40 and even older. So, video games is a no-brainer call. We talked about this, and, the whole of the game is going fucking apeshit. What's everybody doing? Dicking off in their fucking house so they don't get the fucking Rona. The Rona, baby. We talked about Snapchat, too, right? This guy stayed out of politics. These guys, people are just fucking off, and anything that fucking can keep them fucking occupied. So there's strength to the market, just not in the places most people have been staring the whole fucking time. And so you have to kind of step back and take a look at things and see where the motion really is, So that's what we try to do here. For now, the VIX continues to bleed. There continues to be strength in places. A lot of people aren't looking. So goes Apple, so goes the market. Remember that one? So goes Apple, so goes the market. So the same shockwave we drew up for, QQQ. And see his version going at the top? Same thing, right? He kind of fucks off on the key levels of it and then blows out and then, chops. This one didn't chop nearly what the NASDAQ's doing, but you generally don't see fucking just blowout levels like that. And this is what generates a lot of FOMO. People like to rush for the first time it goes out, right? Like this. This candle over here doesn't leave in a straight shot. He chops the level before he leaves. And this one too, he puts up a wick, chops anybody who FOMOs the first occurrence, and then fucking leaves. Patience is always a virtue, And like I said, you don't have to fucking be involved in the fucking depths of hell. You just have to define risk along the way and be right more than you're wrong. That's it. You could have a 5x trade from down here, you could have a 5x trade from up here, depending on how you define risk and play into the wave. It doesn't really matter. Always remember that when you're in trend, today's high can become tomorrow's low. So that old adage of buy low and sell high doesn't mean the low you can see in hindsight, because that would be looking to say I should be here and only recognizable in the past. The reality is a trend in motion is more likely to stay in motion, so picking up an asset in trend at the high, buying high, and selling even higher is the same thing as buying low and selling high later. Different way to think about it, and that's a perspective issue people don't have in markets. So all things being equal, markets look pretty strong in certain places. Not everywhere, but certain places. And where are we at? 8:56. Man, this fucking hour goes by in a blink. What the fuck happened? How do I find the sentiment on BTC? I find the OGs are still bullish. Sentiment trading and stuff like that, I don't really look for any one person. You gotta remember like this. If you've read the blog at all on Nomics.eth, everything in the universe is made of one building block, right? An atom. And an atom is mostly empty space. Everything in the universe resembles that. Your solar system looks like a giant atom. And most of your friends are empty space too. You don't really have to try that hard, People want to be the next Warren Buffett, but how hard it is to find the guy with the Warren Buffett idea? It's a lot easier to find the guy who loses to Warren Buffett, Why bother looking for a needle in a haystack when you could actually set all the hay on fire and just pick up the needle when you're done? That's all how you approach information. Most people are fucking idiots, and they leave enough data out there for you to prove it. So do a little homework and think about it a little differently, right? You don't need any one guy to be the idiot. Most people lose in all things. Think about it like that. Let's see. So I think I covered all. Oh shit! Who just dropped subs for everybody? H3 just hooked you guys up some subs. So get your ass into the homework and rewatch this shit. Much appreciated there, H3. Hope you're doing good this morning. Okay, so yeah, for you there, we are Popo. Yeah, rewatch it, man. You're probably not gonna be able to finish it before the market opens here, but it'll help you out, understanding some things and getting some context. So that was pretty warp speed. I don't know what the fuck that feels like. I just started. I don't think I did shit yet. If I covered enough to help you guys out, fucking Christ. So yeah, guys like this are languishing. Not a lot of guys on my radar right now. IBM's just joking. He's like the worst performing tech stock ever. IBM. Oh yeah, another good one I'm giving you guys. Microsoft, right? The big $1 trillion boys are leading this fucking freight train. So, a lot of good stuff here. Nice little bull flag, right? Showed you guys that on the last show. Do that. Am I on daily? Oh yeah. Okay. I was like, what the fuck? All right. Nice little bull flag at all-time highs. Trend in motion. More likely to stay in motion. Not rocket science at all, guys. Play with the strength. Don't try to be a genius, and learn to define risk. Be okay with being wrong, and when you're wrong, go back and examine what the fuck happened and adjust. The market doesn't have to prove you right. You have to fucking keep up with this thing to make sure that you have a risk-adjusted strategy that gives you the best chance of being right in whatever the fuck unfolds. Don't worry about having to be a genius. Just manage your risk and help put yourself in a place where eventually you do catch the runner. That's something I tell a lot of guys in the channel. You don't necessarily have to target what fucking shitcoin is going to be my 50x. Don't worry about that. If you manage your risk correctly and you make sure that when you take losses, you lose a little but make more when you win, you ultimately be in place to find the guy who turns into that. Obviously, you have to learn how to manage those things when you're in motion, but you don't have to be fucking Einstein to do this. You just have to have a certain level of discipline. So I think that's going to wrap it first because I'm at 9 o'clock and I got to go into prep right now with our crew. So for all you guys who want to get fucking eviscerated in my lobby, I'm going to drop you a link for you to jump in there. And if you're interested in learning a little bit about psychology, the way people think about a thing, and how you process information, that's where we start. We don't start with shiny indicators or any of that shit. Those are scam bot channels. It's a free channel for you to learn how you think about a coffee cup differently. And until you understand how you process information, there's no fucking indicator that's going to save you from yourself. That's the thing that a lot of people don't realize. A lot of these fly-by network, get rich quick trading channels, they sell you what you fucking want to hear. Ultimately, you can't possibly fucking walk in expecting to receive something to help you do a thing you don't know how to do. That's retarded. So be open-minded enough to fucking realize you might not have all the answers. If you truly came to fucking seek out help to gain perspective, allow yourself to gain perspective. we're gonna talk about some shit that's gonna make you want to fucking strangle me. But if you give it a second, you'll actually see there's a method to that madness. Any second now, I can't see shit when I'm trying to do this with this mask on, right? Here we go. Any minute now. Ruben, respect, homie. Here's a link, boys and girls. See you inside. Hope there's some girls that come join us. We got a few lady traders. We'd love to see a few more of you come on in and expand and help balance out our ecosystem. For the rest of you guys, good luck in the markets. It's a short weekend. Markets are closed tomorrow. Make sure if you can take anything with the weekend expose you to lots of news. It's fucking July 4th in America. There's gonna be all kinds of news stories for fucking stupid people who fucking don't follow the social distancing. The weekend can introduce some volatility. That being said, the trend is your friend, and we have a trend in motion, a huge segment of the market dealing with antisocial and especially the retail. And gold is still strong also. So there are a lot of assets showing the reprice of all that additional paper that's been pumped into the system to stabilize it since the Rona hit us. If this is anything like what we saw on Black Monday 1, stay fucking tuned. Alright, so I just, did I drop it? Where did it go? I don't know if I dropped it. I thought I did. Oh, there it is. Wait a minute. I think I dropped two versions of the same link. Oh no, it's the same one. Oh wait, what the fuck? I dropped it twice? I don't know how that flew off my screen so fast. Alright, well there it goes. So, catch you guys inside if you decide to hop in there. Appreciate everybody who shows up in the morning for this. Best of luck in the markets. Until next time, we will catch you guys on the flip. Peace out.
Welcome to Winternomics.eth. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready, bitches. Winternomics. Welcome